lot of practice. What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles back in the building. Had a nice little break, and we are back in the building. Sonny, you want to say what up?
Hey guys.
All right, all right. Hopefully, we'll have Hype on later. Dame may or may not show up, so we'll be looking out for him if he does fall through. But in the meantime, you got Sonny and me doing our thing. Sonny actually been here for the last 3-4 weeks doing her thing, so I know y'all been checking her out. Make sure if you haven't, make sure you go check out the replays. Got them free on demand over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Make sure you check out the website, gftradioshow.com, because you know that's where you'll find all of our replays free
Yeah, I've
on
been missing my
demand.
live shows though. I need to get we need this stuff to get in order so I can go back to doing my live show because I miss it. I like doing the pre-record. The pre-records are probably way more lit because people are not watching us and then they gotta catch it after and this is a whole bunch of tomfoolery and fun, but yeah.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I've been watching the replays of those. So yeah, definitely, like she said, they are lit. They no holds bar. Definitely ain't holding back. So make sure y'all go check those out over at the video replays or check out the well, the audio hasn't gone up yet, but they will definitely be going up soon. We'll be getting caught up soon. What up, though, Jess? She said, hello, good evening, Troublers here. This is Jess the Best. What up, though, Jess? Appreciate you joining. Yeah, Jess been over at the group. Make sure y'all go
follow she been on fire.
Yeah, she been posting, so make sure you guys go check that out. We always have a great time over there at GFT. Join the conversation over on Facebook. So make sure y'all go do that. That's where you'll catch us most of the time. Don't forget, like, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted to when we are online and when we are doing our live show, because you don't want to miss it, you know. But if you think you missed it, you haven't, replays. We always got content available, free on demand. Make sure you go check it out. All your favorite platforms. All right. But tonight we got a live show. Got a great topic on deck. One that we've been trying to get to. I was talking to somebody about that earlier. They were like, yeah, didn't y'all do this topic? I was like, nah, I mentioned it, but we haven't had a chance to get to it.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance.
Yeah, but we're going to get to that tonight and, chop it up as we always do. So tonight's topic is polite habits that servers secretly hate. And the way this came up is I was reading through my feed and everything, and I saw this article talking about habits that baristas secretly hate, talking about Starbucks and the other coffee shops. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? There's a lot of these things that I think a lot of servers can definitely agree that, are either annoying or cringy or just something that they just, ain't feeling. So I definitely wanted to go over that and, maybe hip some people to some things that they may be doing wrong when they're over at their favorite restaurant, coffee shop, or wherever you go.
Trying to order some stuff.
Yeah. And so
because I want to know. I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, so what do I do that they don't like? I would love to know.
Yeah. Well, I want to get to the first one that I think is one of the most common, because when I read it, it hit me so hard. And I was like, damn, I know so many people who do this, and you think it's a compliment. You think you're helping. You think you're, like, oh, but this has got to be the most cringiest, most secure, like, you're threatening people's lives and security. And it's when you tell a server or ask a server, what days do you work? What times do you work here?
Oh, wow. Oh, no, I never asked that.
And right. I mean, some of us don't, but I know a lot of people who do. And and sometimes servers don't mind it. Of course, sometimes they're like, oh yeah, you come back and see me on this day, this time, blah, 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 blah. And I think they'll probably definitely do that if they're getting a good vibe from you for sure.
Yeah.
But just let's be honest. Do you really want somebody knowing when you're going to be at work, when you're not going to be home, when you're going to be out in the street, either walking or coming into your workplace, stuff like that, right? You know what I mean? And so I think that if a person is a little more safety conscious, or it may be they may be young, or they may feel vulnerable, things like that, I think that sometimes that may not be the best question to ask, especially I mean, not to say that that you're a creep or that you're nefarious or anything, but it's just, sometimes that may not be a good idea to put somebody on the spot like that. It's definitely something to consider. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you were a regular, I think they may not even care, may not mind, because they probably figure, hey, you probably do know my schedule pretty much. But you go into a restaurant first time, maybe don't ask that question so quick. Maybe give your compliment, like, hey, you're the best server I've had. You're a great server. If I run into you again, I would love to have you serve my table again. Something like that is just a great equivalent without asking and violating somebody's personal security. You know what I'm saying? So
see, it makes me laugh because we stay in the workplace, being that I work for the government and everything, and I have to let people know when I'm in the office. I don't like that. Let them know I'm in the office this day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be working from home these days. I mean, it's convenient because then they know what phone number to call. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, no, I don't want you, because most of the people since COVID has kind of died down, but not really. They like, oh, well, I want to come face to face and talk to you in the office. It's like, absolutely. Like, well, my old job, I had to do a lot of communicating with employees. So we were used to having meetings, and a lot of our meetings went from in person to not being in person. So it made things better. But yeah, I don't know if I was like a person of service, like going out there, like, working in a certain restaurant or whatever, what have you, and telling people what days I'm on. But then again, some people are good tippers, so they know that if they like, I'm probably more likely to ask a bartender, mm-hmm. because they make really good drinks, and I'm going to tip them. And when I come in, I know that they know what I want. They know either how, like I know one particular place that's near my job that I go to. Every time I see that one bartender, he already knows what she's going to get. I know how she likes it. I don't have to talk to anyone and make it the way that I want it. So it's like that bartender rule. So yeah, I may come more. I may still go to the establishment, but I'm more likely to come when you're there, because I know that you already know my drink order. Like, what, like if I want you to mix something up, you're gonna do something that I actually like, versus trying someone else and getting watered down drinks.
Right, yeah. But that brings up another thing. In terms of things that may not be the best thing to do, and that's asking for your regular, going into a place, especially if like you may think like, oh, I'm a regular here, I go here all the time, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And but sometimes those servers are busy, those bartenders are busy, and then you're going like, yeah, give me my regular. I mean, if they remember, great. And there's some people who do, like you said, sometimes you do have that one person that's got the, memory of what they say, memory of an elephant, where they got you. But, we not all servers are that, they have that great of a memory, or, they may not have seen you that much enough to know what your regular is. They know you're a regular here, but they don't know what your regular order is. So telling them,
it's so here,
putting them on the spot, you know what I'm saying? It may not be the best thing, especially, if it's busy, go ahead and tell them what your regular is. So, if you want to throw that in there, like, yeah, I'm gonna take my regular of, gin and Coke, you know what I'm saying? And then that way, they don't feel like they got to sit there and rack their brain or feel bad or think they're going to risk their, tip because they didn't remember your regular.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's another one that I thought was a good one, because I definitely have seen people do that, not as much as other things, but it's definitely one that I've seen and feel like it was, it made sense, as something that you may want to kind of shy away from, when you're dealing with a server or a bartender or anything like that, and putting them on the spot, because I definitely feel like I know if somebody asks me that, then I don't know what that is. I might be like, dang, they're gonna be like, yeah, you ain't getting the tip you thought you was getting, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. But to Jess's point, she said as a dasher, I get asked that all the time. I do service the same people, and what areas you work. It's so funny because with the Uber drivers. So when I call an Uber, I've had sometimes I'll get the same person, or it's funny, like, or if they're driving an Uber, I guess I'm a good customer. So they'd be like, well, call me if you need rides to the airport, or like you can request me as a person because they like you as like if they get you. I've gotten this one guy, I got him multiple times from work or going someplace, and he was like, hey, it's you again. And he's like, but he listens. He actually listens to his music, and he asks me all the time, "But do you want to listen to something else?" And it's like, "No, I'm going to vibe off whatever you got going on," because they're always like good. It's not my kind of music, but I'll listen to it because it's it's good. Right. But I get the same person, and at one point he was like, "Hey, well, I do driving off of Uber. So if you go travel a lot and you need rides to the airport instead of call an Uber, I do that too. Doesn't matter. Like he do all types. Like gave me a card and everything, and." I had one Uber driver that did a little too much. He done told me he told me his whole story. He told me his whole life story. He wrote a book. He done gave me the link to the book, gave me the card, gave me like an excerpt of like a little packet. It was I was just trying to get an Uber and go where I was going, but he decided that he was about to sell me on his book and had me go check out his website while like made me feel like I had to go do it. So,
Oh, really? Yeah. That sounds like somebody I know.
I'm like, sir, I didn't
what up,
yeah. But like it, but he like, was doing it in a way like
open my website, open my podcast right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Like, and it's like depending on the day, if I'm like in a rush, I'm not talking. Where you know how they can rate you and say what kind of person you are.
For sure.
Yeah, but sir, that was not a good day.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, definitely. And then Jess also mentioned, she says, I've never asked that. I'm assuming she means the what's your schedule thing, because she doesn't like to make decisions for people or limit their options. As a person that I am, the vibe I give off normally makes people feel comfortable. So if they choose to share, cool, but I respect people's privacy in life. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, Hype know I got him. Hype know I got him. But that's all right. Hype knows that's also the way to get them 5 stars for sure.
No, it is, because people act like I said, because I do for podcasts, like people like, oh, bop, 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 and then like my sign was outside. I just actually took it down because my gate needs to be repaired. But people ask me about that, like they, when I get dropped off, oh, what's that sign for? And I definitely plug it or anything like that. But I feel like I mean, you can promote, but I felt like he was a little bit like he was more, because I had people suggest stuff like one guy, Caribbean guy, he has opened up a restaurant soon and talking about it, tell me the name, where it was going to be located, so that was cool. Right. This guy was like, look at my like basically slowing down so he can like almost pulled his Uber over so he can show me the website, because I couldn't find it under the name that he had it, and then he like, hand me your phone, and I'm like, okay, you don't, sir. Right, like I guess I have to follow you now. Like what?
Yeah, for real. Seriously. Okay, this is another good one. I mean, it doesn't fit for everybody, but I definitely think that this happens probably, especially at bars and stuff like that. But don't use your indoor voice when it's loud. Go ahead and speak up. Like, I think that sometimes people don't realize how loud it is, and that the person that's your server can't hear you. They're going to get your order wrong. They're going to make mistakes, or they're not going to be able to service you efficiently. So make sure you speak up so that they can hear you. Make sure you get your point across to them so that they can get your order right. I think that's definitely important. That's definitely something that was one of those things that they highlighted on this list I was looking at as one of those factors that causes people's order to get wrong. But that's the other thing, you know, not speaking up when you get the wrong order. So
oh yeah, no, I've been, and like I don't, and it's a way to do it without being a complete asshole.
mm-hmm.
You can let someone know, hey, excuse me, like, you know, I mean, and then on top of that, you know, if you're going to a place on like Valentine's Day where everybody's there, or Mother's Day and stuff like that, that restaurant is swamped and packed.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are overworked at that point, and they're not going to remember half the shit, and they're going to continuously fuck shit up. So you just have to know when you're going and why you're going, like, you know, stuff like that. So you know, busy times and stuff. Yes, they should get your order right, but sometimes life be life, and then people write down orders and stuff like that. I don't like when people get the wrong food and sit there and then don't eat. Like, it's weird for me as somebody out with you. Yeah. I don't no, just tell them it's wrong, and then like you can tell them it's wrong without being a bitch about it or an asshole, and get your food right. And a lot of people I know don't want to do it because they don't know how to talk to people and say without being an asshole, hey, excuse me, this is, you know, blah blah blah, not what I expected. Whatever you're gonna say, so they can go back and get your food. Don't sit there. It's weird for me to be sitting there as a person out with you while you're just not eating.
Right, yeah, exactly. And yeah, and that's the big thing about this tip is that, you know, between, like you said, creating that awkward situation of you don't either eat or you're just totally unhappy with your meal, and then, you know, you end up with, you know, a bad impression of the service or the restaurant. And I've seen these in reviews before where you can tell that the person that's giving it a bad review didn't even say anything, and it's like, you know, did you at least say something? Did you at least, because sometimes a lot of restaurants will redo your order, they'll get you something different.
Yeah, they'll give you something free.
Yeah, something free. So, you know, definitely don't sit by and just, you know, let life pass you by because you're scared to say something.
Yeah,
now,
even if your drink nasty, say it. Hey, excuse me, this, like, because I've done that. Like, I like, you know, you order. This is why I'm a main person of I order the same thing all the time, or like I'm very like, because, you know, I mean, I'll try some different stuff too, but like I'm really like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm not gonna try to order something that I never had, because if I don't like it, then it's a problem. Right. So, you know, be mindful of the stuff that you, I mean, I know we all want, I like trying different stuff all the time, but I also understand that I may or may not like it. And right. that doesn't necessarily mean that they did something wrong. It's just that you didn't like it and you got to get something else. And you can say that. We recently went out for my daughter's birthday. She 21st birthday, she ordered a drink and she didn't like it. And right. It was like, all right. She took a sip of it, didn't like it. The waitress took it back, didn't even charge us for it. She got a new drink. We paid for that one. But she didn't like it. She didn't she didn't like the way I did that. I asked for mimosas one day. I was at some place and I asked for it with pineapple because I don't drink orange juice. They made it with orange juice. Excuse me, yeah. If you don't have pineapple juice, can I get some cranberry? But I don't want orange juice. So I just need, you know, but you say that so you can get what you want. You want to be able to enjoy your food.
Exactly.
And your
drink. They want you to enjoy your food. They want you to enjoy your drinks. They want you to be happy because that's their business, you know, and that brings them more business. If you're you know, happy with your service, you're happy with that, you know, them adjusting for you, that kind of thing. Like Hank was just saying, you know, you got to be able to just say, hey, you know, can you change this because this ain't what I ordered, or this isn't what I thought I would like this and I don't, or, you know, I tried this and this isn't for me. You know, you'll be surprised. I forgot where I was at, but I was at this one restaurant and it was, you know, a new meal or new food that I was trying out. And, you know, I gave it a shot and I was like, you know what, this just isn't doing it for me. And I forgot how much it cost, but it wasn't that expensive. It was like less than $20. They gave me something that was like more expensive than the other one, and they still only charged me for the original meal. You know, so you never know the level of you know, service that they'll go through to make you happy. You know, and I was very impressed with that. You know, because they didn't give me a hard time. They just was like, oh, you know, let us get you something different. You know, no problem. They gave it to me, gave me the bill. I was like, I was like, oh, it's still. They were like, don't worry about it. You know, just say that is. You know, they're like, we just want to make sure you're good. And it's like, wow, you know, and that you know goes to show that sometimes just speaking up sometimes will go a long way.
That part.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Hype said if I find something I like at a place, I'm gonna get it every time for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely that. I'm very much that person, but I'll venture out depending on, because you know how like I'm a big person of I like certain things. I do like to try new things, but sometimes I just want to be. I just like if I'm hungry, I just want to eat, and I want to eat something I know is going to be good, and you're not gonna mess it up. So I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm just gonna go. It's gonna be good every time, and I'm gonna bust it down, and then I'm gonna be good. But sometimes you get in the mood where you want to try something different, and then sometimes it just don't go the way you want it to go.
Right, exactly.
I tried calamari. What did I try? Scallops that one time. Before I actually like first time I had scallops, somebody told me to try it. At this place that we were at for a work function. It was a little gooey, and I was like, okay, this is not for me. And they was like, well, no, these ones aren't good, but don't say no to all scallops. I went somewhere else, had some scallops, and it was the best scallops I've ever had in my entire life, and I loved it. And I eat scallops currently to this day because you know that one place made them good, but I also tried multiple other places. So
yeah, that's how I am with crab cakes. I love scallops, but yeah, crab cakes for me, like I love crab cakes when they're done the way I like them. So I try them everywhere. Like every place I go, if they got crab cakes on the menu, I'm ordering them just so I can see if they make them, you know, the way I like them or not. And you know, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're great. You know, a few times they're great, but then there's sometimes that they're not so good. But you know, it's like I'm in this thing where it's like I gotta try them, you know, at least once. This one point Jessica made, this actually could be a whole topic too. Treating servers like servants. Definitely, you know, you want great service and you do want your server to do their job, but their job isn't to be your handmaid or to be your, you know, your slave for the day, you know. So you definitely do have to find that fine line and not cross it, and be sure that you're treating them still like people.
And talk to them with respect. I mean, we went to one restaurant not too long ago. The waiter was messing up our orders left and right, like just messing them up. Young girl, just I don't know if she was intimidated by the amount of people we had, but she just was messing up left and right. Thankfully, her co-workers assisted her, but at the same time, she knew that it was a lot for her, and early on didn't ask for help. And then when they realized that she kept having to get stuff sent back because she was bringing the wrong orders to the table that wasn't even our orders, so they chipped in and helped her when she finally asked. And I admire her recovery, because it's like you can mess up because life be life, and sometimes you just having an off day. You could be the best server ever, but that day it's just an off day, and like I said, we had probably 10 people with us, like, and when we go out, it's everybody wants certain things particular ways. People are I hate that, but some people are very particular, and you know that. So we didn't give her a hard time. We just was saying, you know, hey, like she knew it, and we the way a young girl recovered and satisfied the whole table and made sure everything was good. When we got our bills, she did what she needed to do and, you know, fix some of the stuff, and she still got a tip from us. Probably not the tip that she could have got, but she did get like a good tip from us anyway, because like she tried, and it was like, you know, she asked for help, she covered the order at the end, and did what needed to be done without, you know, giving up. And it was like, you know, she you know, you knew she was kind of new there, and she did what she was supposed to do, so it wasn't that bad. But
yeah, you definitely have to give them grace sometime, especially when you can tell that they're struggling. You know, and you know, I've definitely been in those situations, and I usually blame the restaurant for that, not the server themselves. Now, if I can tell the server is just not taking it serious, you know, I might say something, but for the most part, you know, if I'm in a big party, you know, it's 8, 10, 12 people, and my server's struggling, then I usually be like, okay, this isn't their fault. This is, the restaurant needs to manage this better. They see we got a big group. If they know that their servers can't handle big groups, they need to, supply the backup or put a couple of people on there, to help out. But it's definitely something I don't blame the server directly for initially, especially when they're trying, because you can tell the difference between when they're trying or when they
just don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely treat them with respect. Treat them like people, because they are people. That could be your son, daughter, or one of your friends. So treat them like that. Accordingly, and know that they are doing their best. What up, though, Jamie? Appreciate you calling through as always. We're back in the building. Glad to have you on.
Yeah, so, Hype Smooth do say that. He said it's a big thing to watch people deal with people in service. That's anybody. I had somebody that at my job did that to one of the Spanish speaking men that used to work in our cafeteria, and it was a big day. He's very soft spoken, and she didn't speak up the first time she said something. He asked her, and because he's soft spoken, she didn't hear him. So then she got mad and told him he needs to learn to speak English, to which made everybody in the line pissed off. Right. And we were like, what the hell? Like, he asked you a question, you were too busy bumping your gums that you didn't even hear him. So he asked you, you ignored him. So he made the sounds how he thought you wanted it made. It was not that he lacked, he speaks English very well. Like that wasn't the issue. You weren't effectively communicating. And when he asked a question to make sure he got your order right, you were too busy bumping your gums to even hear him. So, right. She pissed everybody off. And it's like, don't do that to people. I don't care who they are, whether they're the cleaning crew or whoever. You don't have to be an asshole.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right. The next one, I thought this was a good one too. It kind of goes along with the schedule one, but don't ask a lot of personal questions. Like this one right here, I've definitely never been one to do something like that. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, we're glad to be back too.
Yeah, we had a couple weeks off.
Asking personal questions to a person you really don't know, and they're trying to just do their job and service you. Like, yeah, it's you're not an interviewer. They're not on an interview. There's no point in asking them a bunch of personal questions like, oh, are you married? And you what do you do extra? What do you where do you live? All this kind of stuff. Like, bro, like calm down. Like, just eat your food and get out the restaurant.
Yeah. I had a friend try to hook me up with a server that she thought would be great for me and asked him, was he single? And I'm sitting there like, I'm about to leave because I don't want to be here. Like,
super cringe, right? Super cringe. Yeah, no, that's too much. That is too much.
Way too much. Yeah. Now he over here uncomfortable trying to serve us. Sir, it's not me. I haven't said anything. I was over here minding my business. I didn't even know she was going to say that.
Right, right, exactly. And I haven't seen this in real life, but I've never seen this on TV shows and movies. It's people trying to hook up a server with their relative or something like that. No, actually, I take that back.
You seen it in real life?
Yeah, actually, I did. I did, but it was the other way around. I did get solicited once. I was like, I'm just here to get my food. I'm not. I don't want to meet your friend or your daughter or whatever it is. No, I'm straight. I know.
Yeah.
But it happens. It definitely happens, and I think people gotta chill. They definitely gotta be able to say, you know what, separate your personal stuff from this.
That's TMI. I'm not going to a restaurant asking people their life story. I don't I did one time, but I went to a restaurant around this area, and one matter of fact, Christine's son was working there, and I've seen him since he was a little baby, and I'm looking. And he's not even my server. He walks by, and I don't even see his name tag. And I said, your mom named Christine? And he just looked at me like, what? Right. And I said, Hezekiah, right? And he was like, yeah. But it was cute because then he finally recognized me, but he didn't remember where he knew me from. So then I was like, well, this is how I know your parents. And he was like, oh, you did look familiar. And I'm like, yeah. But I definitely threw him off in the middle of him busting tables and was like, what? Did she just say my mother? Like, yeah, I know you.
Yeah, right.
I'll do that though.
Yeah,
Somebody's
no,
kid I know, absolutely.
yeah, that's cool. Well, actually, you just ran us into the next one, coincidentally. Don't help close up. Let these people do their job. People,
putting the place together.
Yeah. So this one the scenario they gave in the article, they were like, you're at the restaurant or bar or coffee shop or whatever when they're about to close, and then you start wanting to talk to the server or talk to the bartender, and they're like, they're cleaning up, they're putting chairs up, and you're like, oh, I can help you with this, and you putting chairs up and talking to them. One, you're violating their liability insurance, touching stuff like that, doing stuff like that. Two, let them people finish doing their job. If they're closing up, it's time for you to go, like leave,
Bye.
And I've definitely been in a situation where I've been like, still eating or something like that. And most restaurants, the servers don't care that you're eating, but don't bother them like while they're trying to, do that part. They're closing up. If you're eating, finish your food. That's fine. But don't start talking to them and bothering them while they're trying to do their close up, while they're trying to do their cleanup, while they're trying to set up chairs, while they're trying to wipe down the bars and the tables. Let them finish their job so that they can get out of there too. If you're there when they're closed or the closing, then that means that they already got to deal with you being there. So don't make it even harder by sitting up there, talking to them and bugging them and then violating their liability insurance.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
He probably was like, who this girl talking to this lady talking to me?
Right.
But it was funny though. I definitely do that to people, kids. If I see you in there, I just went. My best friend had a brunch, and I seen one of my friends' daughters in there, and she looked at me, and so she wasn't our server, but she started helping the server that was helping us because she was like, "Oh hey," and we was just chit chatting. But other than that,
Oh yeah, for sure. Offering to teach the bartender or the barista new tricks or recipes. Like, don't be offering that, especially when they're busy, I've witnessed this a few times, I was at a bar, and they were, it wasn't super busy, but it was definitely busy enough. And I saw this guy, ordering a drink, and he's telling the bartender like, yeah, usually when I make this drink, I put this in it and I stir it and I do this and I do that. And it's like, bro, like, shut up. Let this man do his job. If you don't like the drink the way he's doing it, then tell him you don't want that drink. But sitting up there trying to teach him how to do his job, don't do that. Don't do that. Especially they've been doing this for whatever amount of time they've been doing it. They got this, It's like, if you don't like it the way they're doing it, order something different or go somewhere else. But sitting up there bugging them about how you do this and oh, you got this new recipe for this drink and they should start serving it. Like, they got a menu for a reason. They got this. They got this. Now, if you're at a bar and they're like, hey, we don't know how to make that drink, and they say that they'll make it if you tell them what the ingredients are, then that's fine. I've definitely seen that happen. I went to this one bar and the bartender was like, you know what, I don't know what that is. And I was like, okay, do you want to know? Can I tell you? They were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. Gave them the lowdown. They was like, all right, we can make that for you. Like, all right, bet it up. I went to a Starbucks one time and it was what they call it, a seasonal drink that I used to drink called the caramel cocoa cluster, but it was seasonal at the time. And they had stopped making it. And I was like, oh, I was like, y'all got it on the secret recipe book? And the lady was like, I don't know. She's like, but if you tell me what it is, and I was like, okay. So I broke it down for her. And then eventually one of her while I was telling her, one of her coworkers like, oh no, I found it in the back book, so they were able to make it the normal way. But yeah, I mean, unless they ask, keep your recipes and your tips and tricks to yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Leave them the hell alone.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line, most of these points is like, let these people do their job.
That part.
So another one that I hear all the time, especially at bars, sometimes at restaurants too. I've heard this too. Now I have been guilty of this at an open bar at a wedding before. I've done this before. So when I read this, I was like, shit, I'm not gonna do that no more. But outside of that, I've definitely shied away from doing this anywhere else because I'm like, no, you know, if I know what I want, I'm gonna tell them. If I don't, I'll be like, look, you know, give me my usual, and I tell them what my usual is. But don't say surprise me for your order. Like these people are already, they're trying to do their job. They're trying to, you know, get these orders in, and now you telling them like, yeah, do this random thing for me that they don't know you from Adam. And then what if they surprise you and you don't like it? Now you
well, see, no, but if you say surprise you, I've done that where they basically made, so like I do something like a little twist. Don't really say surprise me, but if they have like a signature drink that they know that they can make, and they ask me, and I tell them like, you got a signature drink with tequila? Because that's my drink.
I think that's okay.
Make something. Like if you got like, because sometimes you want something a little different. Because me, it's funny because I just got sent this TikTok about Long Island's, and somebody sent me a Long Island thing because everybody knows when I go out, that's the first thing I'm ordering. I'm ordering top shelf, and I'm ordering some type of top shelf tequila, whether it's Casamigos or 1800 or whatever. I want some type of tequila, like, you know, the upper ones, and I probably order a double shot. So everybody knows that's what I get is a Long Island. Now, I will take a tequila sunrise too as well, but with a little twist of, you know, pineapple for the apple juice. For the apple juice, for the orange juice, but whatever. But I do tell somebody make me a drink that they like, as long as they got tequila in, I'm good. Because you're talking to a girl who drinks Long Island, so that's all different alcohols mixed in together. So throw some shit together and give it to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now that I think doing it that way is not so bad because you've at least given them a clue. You know what I mean? And actually, there's certain places you can go where that's what they want you to do. They just want you to give them and like I've gone to a couple of speakeasies. I've gone to a couple of bars where they do like they try to cultivate a taste around something, but you do have to tell them like, okay, I really prefer tequila or bourbon or gin or something like that, and then they'll be like, okay, you know, let us you know, create this recipe based on the things you like, and then, you know, you let us know if you like it. If you do, great. If you don't, we'll make something different, or we'll, you know, figure out something that you do like that. Those are kind of cool. I like those kind of places. But, you know, if you're at, you know, Joe's Bar and Joe's Bar is bumping on the weekend because you're there on a Saturday night and it's 150 people sitting at the bar waiting to be served, you talking about surprise me? It's like, nah, bro, no.
I haven't wanted to surprise you all evening. About to do it now.
Right. So yeah, definitely consider the time and the place and what you're doing before you use the surprise me method of ordering. Yeah, definitely keep that in mind. So I'll preface it with that. Time and the place.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that, but I'm very not as common of a surprising person because I definitely going to order a Long Island top shelf double shot. But in the event that I just feel a little spicy,
yeah, right.
You may say surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, this one's more for your diners, for your coffee shops, for your small little things, or you know, you may be ordering something, they give you your order, and then you realize like, oh, I need some, you know, a cup stopper, or I need some napkins, or I need whatever it is, but it's behind the counter, right? You know, just ask, let them know, you know, they don't need your grubby little hands reaching and grabbing and touching everything with your dirty hands.
Yeah, bars, you know, I grab something.
Yeah, I mean, like some bars, they might have the things where it's set up like in the front. Those are usually okay, but like if you go to some that there may be something down at the bottom or like right way behind the counter, don't just go reaching over, you know, that kind of thing. At the coffee shops, they usually keep the tops and the stoppers behind the glass. One, you know, now it's 2023, right? We don't went through a pandemic. We don't need your grubby hands touching all the coffee stoppers and all the stirrers, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So yeah, don't just grab things from behind the counter. Now, if it's in front of the counter, it's fair game. If it's behind the counter, ask. Let them know you need something. They'll get it for you. I promise you, they will. You know, that extra 12 seconds is not going to stop your day. I promise you, it won't. So I just actually witnessed that the other day. and the person didn't say anything to the customer that did that, but they definitely gave them a dirty look. Like, are you serious? Now we got to throw these away? Yeah, like, come on, like let's think. And I think that's the other thing. Some people are definitely getting lax, thinking that, I mean, yeah, we don't wear masks anymore, or at least not all of us. I've seen some people say, I'll wear a mask. We don't, consider, buffets as faux pas anymore. That things that we did have to get restricted on during the pandemic, we've kind of laxed on. But some things, we've learned our lesson. We should have learned our lesson, and some things we should still hold sacred, and that's one of them. That's one.
Yeah.
Last but not least, man, don't tell the same jokes over and over again.
Yo.
Like, if you think you thought of the best joke ever to tell your server, like, don't work too hard, shit like that. Like, keep it to yourself. I mean, not to say you can't say it, but I'm just saying, don't think that they gotta laugh out loud. They gotta chuckle and fall over. Like, don't be mad if they don't laugh, because they probably heard that joke 1,001 times. Like, just consider the fact that you're one out of hundreds and maybe even thousands of customers that they see, in a week. And so your joke is probably not that original. It's not that new. So don't get upset if they're not highly surprised by it, or they give you the half fake laugh. That kind of thing. It's, like I said, it's okay to say it, but don't be mad if they don't laugh. Don't.
Yeah, it just wasn't that funny.
Yeah, because it's probably not that funny to them anymore after the 188th time they heard it today. So, so definitely keep that in mind. A lot of people, they like the corny stuff. They don't mind, but but the other thing too that kind of goes along with this is, and I've seen this, I shouldn't put this on one, not gender, what's the word I want to use? One generation, but a certain generation does this more often than not. But it's the constant, like, talking to the server, trying to hold a whole conversation. The server's got to do their job. Let the server go do their job. A couple of comments here and there is fine. If it's slow and the server wants to talk to you, great. If they're busy though, let them take care of the other customers. Let them get to the other patrons that are there. Trying to give them a whole comedy show, or trying to talk to them about what you did last week at the community center. They probably don't have a lot of time for that. So definitely give them some time to get to other people. So,
like, leave them people alone. They're trying to work.
Yeah, they're trying to work. Now, I've seen some people in our generation and younger do it too, but it was funny. I was shocked because I saw this lady. She couldn't have been more than like 25, and unless she just looked really young. But yeah, and she had this one server like locked up talking to them, and the guy was trying to be nice and was like trying to interact a little bit, but then you could see he was inching away, like, oh okay, and was just like, I gotta get to this other table. Like, damn, lady. Like, you gonna give me your number or something? What are you doing? You flirting or what? I don't understand. What's going on here? And like, he was definitely trying his best to get to the next table, and she just was relentless with the talking. It was crazy. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever had the most I've had a waiter. Usually they chatted up with me, especially if I'm bringing Zay. I have to tell them, like, listen. I had one server. I looked her in the eye and I listened. She came in. The first thing she said, you guys want any drinks? I said, I'm gonna need fries. And if you come over here and you see those fries, they're gone. I'm gonna need you to just, if you glance by and see it's nothing, just bring some more over. Like, so she was asking me. She said, "What's the story with the fries?" I said, "My son loves fries, and he's autistic, and so I just need him to be satisfied because he'll be in here going off, and nobody wants to hear him. I don't want to hear him. I want him to have a nice meal. I want to leave. I want to pay for my food, and I want to leave without any hit or misses." And she laughed because she kept saying because she was ordering and he not fries, and I'm like, yeah. So we want juices and stuff, but make sure he has fries.
Right. All right. So that was the last part of my list. And since we got plenty of time left, next thing I want to talk about is what are some of the things that you hate as a customer about going out to eat, party, or drink? You know, what are some of the things that you've seen waiters or waitresses do, cooks, you know, restaurants in general? What are some of the things you hate about going out to eat, party, or drink?
I could say one of the things I hate is I don't want to say a slow. I don't want to say a slow server. I don't like that I have to basically hunt you down. Like, so, because you know, sometimes, especially when I have my son, it's like the worst time for a server to just be. And I get that you have other tables, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've been being an autistic mom for about 7 years now, right? So, well, even though he's 10, he got diagnosed close to 3. So we're gonna say 7, 8 years. But anyway, for me, it's like I'm walking in the door telling you, yeah, so we need to make sure he has fries. And sometimes, you know, you forget stuff. I like, especially if we waited a while to get to the table and Xavier's like here and I'm here because I've been trying to keep him calm. Mm-hmm. And when I get there and then you're like lollygagging to come to the table, it's like, ma'am, I need you to like when we sit down, yes, I'll wait the normal time it takes for you to come to me, but I shouldn't be waiting about 10 to 15 more minutes before you come to my table after I've already sat down. That's ridiculous to me, and to say the least, because you shouldn't have sat me down if nobody was coming to about 15 minutes.
That's a big one for me too. Yeah.
So for me, that's a big issue for me. And then people that are standing around doing absolutely nothing while you're, to Jessica's point, sitting there waiting to be seated, and y'all just sitting there like, not that you're doing nothing, but, you know, just not doing something. Essentially, you just,
Right. Yeah, Jessica said, I don't like when I walk into a restaurant looking to be seated and the host is having a personal conversation with a coworker.
That part.
I don't like being able to see any personal conversations going on between workers at restaurants and stuff like that, because that just tells me one, you're not working, and two, you're wasting customers' times too. So I know I'm about to be having a bad experience up in here if y'all let that happen. So yeah, that bugs the heck out of me. And if the first person you're supposed to see or be seated by is off in La La Land with their coworker, that's definitely not a good feeling when you're walking into a place. So I definitely feel you there. And then, like you said, Sonny, I literally just was just having this conversation going to a restaurant where we got sat, and then it took like 20-30 minutes. You know, it was like, why did you seat us if you're not gonna come and serve us? You know, it's like, I'd rather go sit back down in the waiting area and wait for a table to be available that's going to be serviced. You know,
especially for me, because I try to, when I go in, especially with my son, I'm like, listen, and I say this because my son is not a patient. Patience is not his virtue. He don't wait in lines well. It's a line, and then it's Xavier's line, and he doesn't understand that waiting. Like, it's like, because we go into we went into a store not too long ago. The lady who owned the store was on the slot machine. She put in the machine for people to gamble. It's a line. My son's in the first in line. He got all his stuff together, but we're waiting for her. He lost it. And even though I knew she was the reason why he lost it, this whole meltdown you're doing, now we're not getting nothing, because yes, you have to, I'm teaching him patience, but at the same time, I understand that he lacks it. So if I'm going into a restaurant, I'm saying, like, because I know my son, he's going to wait for so long before he's upset. That's why I make reservations before I even go. Oh, wow. So the fact that I'm even waiting is a problem. And I'm one of them people that's not.
One for me. Yeah, don't let me make a reservation and you still
and I'm waiting 10, 15, and then 20 minutes. Yeah. Then on top of that, I'm telling you, like, so then you got me waiting and you're mad because now I told you he's autistic and he doesn't wait, right? So when I come in there, now I'm waiting. Okay, so this is gonna be a problem. My son's gonna get upset. I'm gonna walk. If they don't have one of them beeper things that you can wait until they call you, now I gotta walk him around. Even if that happens, I gotta walk him around the parking lot stuff like that. That's why I'm mindful when I go, the high volumes of time, because I know what I'm about to deal with. So I don't know. Y'all don't want to deal with him. Neither do I. I want to go eat and have fun, but he has to learn. So I don't want to be there for forever. So yeah, when the waiter first walks up and asks for drinks, my son is like, fries.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to like, no, don't. And I tell him, don't wait to place the whole order to put his fries in. When you go get my drinks, can you put his fries in? Can you put the fries in that same time? Because that's the patience he's gonna wait for. So by the time you bring our drinks, you should be bringing him his fries. And then when I order his meal, I'm ordering extra fries too.
Right.
Because if he ain't gonna eat nothing else, he may not be in the mood for nothing else, but he definitely eating some fries. So I'm like, I've had waiters where I've ordered the fries when we first sat down and they waited and then wonder why he's flipping out. Excuse me, is everything okay? No, because I ordered fries. As our asses touched the seats, I ordered fries and 20 minutes later, they still not here.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And then one of the, in terms of what you just mentioned, this is in terms of waiting for refills. Like I'm a big drinker. Like I love water, I love lemonade. So when I order, well, water is usually just included, but when I order lemonade and there's refills, bring me my refills. Like me sitting here with an empty cup for half my meal, and I'm sitting over here choking on food because you ain't bringing my refill. that burns me up. Like I love it when I go to certain restaurants and there's a server that'll be like on it. Like soon as they see, you
halfway full. You want another one?
Yeah, like you want another one? Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay. Or they just bringing it. I love that. But then I definitely have ran into plenty of times when I'm sitting there and I'm looking around, like you said, I got a hunt down the way.
Mouth.
Yeah, and it's like that's so unacceptable to me. It's like,
no, but it's so funny because I find that when they're like that, they definitely come to refill your alcohol immediately. It's like, no, I want something on the juice that I got. I want some more of that too. It's so funny because but like the last restaurant we went for my daughter's birthday, and I treated everybody. That girl was on them drinks. I had got my son a non-alcoholic little, they make the little fruity drinks with the different colors. And they had a non-alcoholic one, and he saw it. The first thing he pointed to was the one that had the alcohol. I'm like, baby, you can't have that. So she's like, oh no, we got it. He's pointing at her, and now he's telling her juice because he's learning. He's like, juice. And she's like, oh no, he can't. I'm like, oh no. She's like, but we do have a non-alcoholic version. You get him that one. And as soon as that thing got down to the red, she was already coming back with another one for him. He was having his best life with that little drink with the straw and the fruit on it. You didn't tell him nothing. But like that was a good waitress. She did what she was supposed to do. And she was one of them. As soon as that cup got low, she's like, do you want another one? Absolutely. Bring it over. We want everything.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, so this is another one. This is a pet peeve, not pet peeve. I won't say pet peeve, but it's a big one for me. Is going to restaurants, especially when they're just supposed to be restaurants, and there's loud music or there's bad acoustics in the room where when people talk, you can hear everybody's conversation all at once. I hate that, and I'm not a sound sensitive person, so I could imagine a person who is would be like going nuts because you go into some restaurants and it's like I can't hear the person I'm dining with. I can't hear the waiter or waitress. It's like, oh, that drives
the way the
crazy.
layout was.
Yeah,
I have an issue with so I went to this restaurant that's famously known in Atlantic City, right? And this is what I don't like about restaurants. Some of them. This girl, from the time we got there to the time we left, was in a full-blown hostile argument.
What?
From the time we got there to the time we left. Mind you, this restaurant has a live band. You're in there just enjoying the vibes. But as the band is singing, she is going off. MF this, be this. The entire time. It took for at the end when we, after you have your meal and then you sit there and have drinks and I'm on a date and I'm conversing and trying to hang out. And this one is I got the video and you can hear the band, but you can also hear old girl having a whole issue. They finally told her to leave, but it was like she ruined everybody's meal for the whole live performance. She just women like, why would y'all allow her to do that. Then I don't know who she was. I don't even care who she was.
Right.
Eventually, y'all made her leave, and when she made her leave, of course, she made it even bigger of a scene.
Oh, man,
but like,
right.
why was she allowed to be there for approximately 2 hours of that?
Well, really?
Because you know, you go there, you go there for the ambiance of the place. So you join the band,
right.
getting your little appetizers, then you go to your full course meal, which was everything was amazing. That part was not amazing. Like, that was my first time ever going, and it was like, yo, can you shut up? I was like, because then if I had said something, we probably would have got kicked out. But like, so this is allowed to go. She's having a full-on 3-way argument with somebody that cheated on her, like, to the point where I know your business now, sis.
Right.
Everybody in the restaurant know your business.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like, y'all should have been got that. Like, there's no way that you should have an establishment where people are allowed to do that and the capacity at which they did that. And then it's like, it was a really nice vibe. But that was the buzzkill of the whole night. Like, so just on a date, trying to enjoy each other's company and listen to the music and enjoy the whole crowd because it's a good vibe. And this one over here having a whole relationship breakdown.
Right.
Like, y'all should have, as the staff of that establishment, y'all should have stopped that a long time ago. It was crazy.
Definitely. Yeah, you definitely got to control your patrons so that other patrons can still have a good time. For sure. Another thing that lately has been getting on my nerves, because I feel like it's 2023. Like, it's so easy to implement this, and why more restaurants haven't, it bugs the heck out of me, is no reservations or no check-in from their website where you can check in the line or do, like, join the wait list, that kind of thing. The wait list thing, especially for like brunch restaurants, and anybody that lives in Atlanta can attest to this, because that's all they do is eat brunch in Atlanta, is that brunch restaurants are nerve-wracking for this, because they're always generally super busy, and to not have an option for me to join your wait list on my way there, or without having to go and get there, and then now I'm sitting around in your parking lot. Like, one, that's silly to me, because now I'm taking up space in your parking lot or whatever parking area in the area, and then two, now you risk not having certain people come, because it's like, if I can't get a reservation or I can't join your wait list.
There's a lot of places out here that don't do reservations either, and you basically, that's why I said it's funny, because when my family like, let's go out to dinner, because if we as a family, I'm talking about immediate family, it's probably 8 or 9 of us, 10 at best, with including the kids. We gonna have to wait because it's too many of us. And y'all know my son. We got to sort this out. And like, that's the thing too. In our area, is not a lot of restaurants. It's some, but it's not a lot of restaurants that you can make reservations, especially like we like going to Longhorn and different places like that. And you gotta just go there and hope for the best. Like, the most you can do is say, you got a table for such and such, and they'll say, we might have one in 2.5 hours.
Right. Yeah.
But you gotta come there, and they may have it in 2.5 hours. Like, who wants to sit around for 2.5 hours with children waiting to eat? Somebody's gonna get killed by the end of the night. Somebody's definitely getting beaten. Somebody's kid is getting cussed out. Somebody that's supposed to be with your party ain't gonna show up on time, even though they said 2.5 hours. Now you still gotta wait because Joe Schmo decided that we was gonna wait anyway. So let's wait.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
Y'all need to make it where we can do reservations more, or like Willie said, check in. Some of them have gotten hip to that around here, but not a lot. And like, that's the main ones that you be wanting to go to. But you got to really think about it. Like, I would go if I ain't have my kids, but if I got my kid or my son, I'm not going, because I'm not about to deal with that.
And that's a big thing to me. Yeah, I mean, there's certain ones I definitely will go ahead and wait. And then some, and in some places it's like I get it that you don't want to do reservations, but the check-in for the wait list should be a no-brainer, because even if somebody doesn't make their check-in time, just make the time short. Like, okay, if you got 5 minutes to get to the check-in stand, because I can sit here and see how much longer it is if I'm next in line, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. But
yeah,
I don't know what it's going to take to convince these restaurants. But I guess if they're making money, they probably don't care. They're probably like, well, we keep it busy in here, so we don't care. But I just think it'd be a nice convenience for your customers if you just go ahead and if not reservations, at least let me check into the wait list so that way I know how long it's going to take, and I don't have to be sitting here in your parking lot waiting 2 hours or whatever the amount of time it is and that kind of thing. So I definitely appreciate that. What up, though, Smooth?
Hey, Smooth.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing, like especially with establishment with kids. It's very problematic, and like not even just because my son autistic, some other kids are just impatient and they don't want to wait and they're hungry, and mom probably decided to go to the restaurant last minute, so it's not their fault that now they cranky and mad, and you'll want somebody kid to shut the hell up because you trying to enjoy your meal, but they mad because they still waiting and starving because they couldn't get reservations.
Right.
So they can know what time to show up, and especially with kids, like so we can eat.
Right. Okay, this one right here. So I recently started having an issue with this one, but I didn't notice it before, but because of some circumstances, I just noticed this, and then I think a lot of people have an issue with this. Is that when you go to certain restaurants, that all they have is like, or the most prominent thing they have is like high tops, and I never understood why it was like so prominent in certain places, but I was just reading this one article and it was saying how it was actually a strategy for profit boosting, where it was like if you put more high tops in, people won't be comfortable, of course, and so that makes them eat faster and get out of the restaurant faster, so you can seat people, more.
Wow.
More people. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
They out here cut through.
I do indeed. If they've sit me at a high top, like in the past, I didn't really have a big issue with it. It was definitely not my preference, but it was definitely the thing. I'll be like, well, if I'm gonna sit at this high top, I know I'm about to be in and out of here, not realizing that's the reason they're doing it. That's wild to me. But yeah, that's another big thing. Like, yeah, put more booths in and regular tables. Stop with this high top madness. Like. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, and then I went. We had a joke. It's about to be one place that we like to go to that has brunch and everything else. We went to one day, and it was a random day during the week. It was my birthday, matter of fact. Not this past birthday, but one of my birthdays. And me, it was like four people going to this place to have brunch. They sat us in the colored section. We was by a door with that had cobwebs.
Like, oh, really?
Mind you, it wasn't many people in that place. It was big enough we could have sat somewhere where people were.
Yeah, I've definitely been in that situation.
They sat us in the colored section for sure.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's
wild when you notice that. It's wild when you notice it.
No, but it was funny because I said it, and the girl was with us, and she had to like. This is my friend that's Guatemalan, but she looked and busted, like she laughed because she was like, "Yo," I'm like, "This door got cobwebs, yo. Like, who sat here? Why are we next to this door? I don't even want to. If this restaurant caught on fire right now, I don't even want to go through this door. Like, it was. We passed all these empty tables to get to the colored section."
That's wild. Yeah. No, I went to this restaurant once, and it was it a sushi place? No. Yeah, no, it was a sushi place. And because I love sushi, so I try to hit a sushi place every time I travel. And they did that to me where I was sitting in the back next to the kitchen, like and not that the kitchen was just in the back and there's a series of tables. No, there was like 3 tables back there lined up against the wall, and around the middle table or closer to the last table, the kitchen door was there. So they're swinging in and out of there going into the kitchen. I'm like, really?
Like, color section.
Like, right. I'm like, this is wild, bro. Like, I noticed that there. I was like, okay, I'm like, okay, I don't know. Like,
I said it and it was like, shh. Hey, no. Because
right. Like, why am I back here? Why am I back
like, I'm buying cobweb. I don't even like spider webs in my own house.
They got me because at first I was thinking it was like, oh, it's just me. So the 3 tables, it was 2 chairs at each table, but it was literally like enough space for one person. So in my mind at first, when I saw it, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. In my mind at first, I'm like, oh, these are the smaller tables. But then I happened to look again, and I realized there were the same kind of tables on the other side of the restaurant, on the other side where the actual sushi bar was. I'm like, I could have sat over there. Like, why you put me back here? Like, yeah, it's definitely got to be color section.
Because it was colored, and it was funny because when we walked in there, it wasn't any colorful, and then we got to we passed everything, and I'm like, oh, so we over here.
Put me in the back. Exactly, like that's wild. Jess said Chipotle is the worst. When you place an order online and pick a time to pick up, they don't start making the food till you get there. You know who else does that? McDonald's does that. If you order on the McDonald's app, the same thing, and that's annoying to me because it's like I'm ordering ahead because I want to roll up and grab my food and leave. I don't want to sit in your parking lot. Most of y'all are in not the best locations. I just want to grab my food and go. Y'all got me sitting here waiting in the same line with the rest of the drive-through folks.
Well, see, for McDonald's, I could take that because especially for some fries, I want my fries fresh out the grease.
If you want your fries fresh out the grease, that's fine. But if you're ordering on the app, my thing is common. Lisa, I'm thinking common sense will tell you, I want to be able to go pick up my food. I don't care when you made it. I just want it. I want it ready when I get there. Now I got to sit here and now still wait. Basically, like I've been waiting in line.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me. But yeah, definitely, man. I didn't realize Chipotle was like that too. That's crazy to me. Smooth said 2 weeks ago was my sister's birthday and we went to a sushi spot in Philly. It was a lot of us and you could tell the establishment did not want us there. They rushed our food and everything. Man, when you get sushi too fast, that is telling you something's up because that's usually a long process, and not long, but it's usually it usually takes a little time. So yeah, if it seems like you're getting your food first, like all of a sudden, like damn, like how we getting our food first? They're like, nothing else? Can we get you to check? You like, wait a minute, like no, I want something else. They'd be like, oh damn. So,
like you ain't ask me that I want no dessert or nothing. You want
right. They're like, nah, we don't got dessert, not today.
Yeah, I think and it's weird because when and like I'm a person that doesn't like to automatically go to the racial way of things. Mm-hmm. But like that day when I went into that place, I'm not going to say what the name of the spot was, but a lot of people go there.
They wanted us out ASAP.
But they really sat us in the color section, and I was sitting there like, it ain't nobody in here.
Right.
This is like, I think that year my birthday was like on a Tuesday. People at work, why are we? I took off because it was a Tuesday. Like who? And y'all ain't had nobody in there. Why are we in the color section?
Right. Yeah, for sure. There was another one that bugged me. So you know how,
drinks.
Huh?
Water down drinks piss me
off. Water, yeah, that's everywhere.
Like,
that's anywhere, not everywhere, but anywhere they serving drinks and you seem to be getting too much for your money, more like you are, because they probably putting too much water, too much juice, something in it.
Don't put a lot of, and I'm like, don't put a lot of ice in my drink. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's
because I'm a person that if you ever watch me eat, I usually eat and then drink. Mm-hmm. Not unless I'm having a liquid lunch or something or a liquid dinner. Right, but for the most part, it's very rare that I'm eating and drinking at the same time. I may drink, if my drink comes first, I'll drink some, right? But when my food comes, all right, thanks, Moo. But when my food comes, I'm not drinking my drink until I'm done eating. Right. So I don't want all the ice in my drink. Yeah. Like if it's not a margarita or a mojito, don't put all that ice up in there.
You know what I hate is when you go to certain restaurants, and a lot of fast food restaurants lately have been like this, is they give you that thick, like strong ice that don't melt, and it's filled up to the top, and it's like then all you're getting is like 3 ounces of drink. It's like this mix only costs y'all 50 cents for the whole bag. Why are y'all doing this? Like, give me more drink than all this ice. Like, I don't need all that. And then I had like usually I don't have any issue telling them like, look, no ice or light ice, something like that. But I went to this one. I feel like it was a McDonald's, and I asked for no ice, and the girl was like, oh well, you may not want it because it's not going to be cold enough. I almost called that girl out her name. I'm like, give me no ice. Like I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure it's coming out cold enough. Give me my no ice. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Oh yeah, that's a big one, Jess. Yes. Don't be having me on no wet, or don't see me at the table that you ain't cleaned off properly.
Oh, that just happened.
Because then you know you done rushed and clean. You ain't even wiped it down properly. I got COVID seats. Don't do that. Food still on the floor. And now I got to worry about where I put my feet at because I'm stepping on the mashed potatoes. So, nah.
Mm-hmm. Right. She said, I don't like when restaurants just finish cleaning the table and leave it wet and then go sit you at that table when there's plenty of other tables ready and available. Yeah, that is nerve-wracking. I mean, like I sometimes understand a situation where they're cleaning the table off because the way they distribute the wait staff, and certain wait staff can handle more tables than others. So you will see empty tables in certain other sections. But for the most part, if you wiping that table down, dry it off too. Like it doesn't take more than a couple extra seconds. Take a dry cloth and wipe this down again so that it's dry and I can actually sit down instead I'm sitting there looking at a puddle of water. So yeah, definitely no. That's unacceptable. Definitely unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. No, the last one I had too was the when you're supposed to get something at the beginning of the meal, like bread service or or just water, and then they don't do that. They sit you at the table, you're sitting up there, you barely get a menu nowadays because everything is QR coded, and you're just sitting there, and they start coming and take your order. Like, can I get my water? Can I get some bread? Can I get like?
No, I did that to the Olive Garden person. I was pregnant at the time.
Olive Garden,
and my sister said I was mean because we sat at the table and you only go there for the breadsticks and the salad anyway. So like, right. And I was pregnant and I'm like, why are we sitting down? We ain't got no breadsticks and no salad. And then she did like a drive by with the breadsticks, and then the other person brought out the salad. I clapped when the salad came out because I was happy about it and it made me feel good with my spirits. But like, why I gotta tell you to bring me breadsticks, lady?
Yeah, I
came here for them only. I don't even want the food.
Mm-hmm. That's Red Lobster too. Now I haven't had them not bring it out, but they're getting terrible with the trying to limit how many you getting of the cheese biscuits. Like, nah, bring me the days out here. Quit playing with me. Gonna give me 2 or 3 at the first, and then one.
No, why y'all be stingy with napkins? Give me a fucking napkin.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, why I gotta ask you for napkins?
Too. I shouldn't have to ask for napkins.
Like, you give us the one that's wrapped up with the shit,
wrapped around the silverware. Like, no, I don't want to use your dry, blanket on my face. I want a regular napkin. Like,
or when they give you, oh my God, I just lost my head. When they give you, like, when you go to like a wing spot and they give you 2 napkins. Excuse me. Who eats these wings with 2 napkins? Why y'all acting like? Give me some fucking napkins. Stop. Why I gotta keep asking you to bring more napkins?
No, wing places, barbecue places, stuff like that. Why y'all don't have no wet? Now, why y'all don't have no wet wipes? What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all know our hands about to be toe up. Give us some wet wipes.
Give us a bib and give us a wet wipe. Like, y'all know we about to go in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That part too. When there's no ketchup at the table, you got to, excuse me, can you pass me the ketchup off of your table because they ain't give me one.
Yes, that's terrible. When there's no condiments, the proper condiments, like, come on. Or even if you don't want it to be sitting out on the table, I just ordered a burger and some fries, or I just ordered whatever it is. Bring me some condiments. Like, quit playing. Like that's I shouldn't have to.
I don't like when they ask you, when you ask for hot sauce, like, oh, what? Bitch, first of all,
like they don't know
goddamn hot sauce. You know I want a hot sauce with this chicken.
Right. Yeah, that's always funny to me when they don't know what hot sauce is all of a sudden. Like, huh? Like, hot sauce. What's that? Like, you quit playing with me. Y'all wild for that.
Definitely.
But great show. Appreciate y'all for commenting.
Yes, thank y'all for joining the comment.
Definitely appreciate that. Make sure y'all don't forget to hit that like, that follow, that share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified of anytime we go live or we broadcast a live or broadcast a pre-recorded show as well. Nice. So, you know, we got shows on deck. Good night, Jess. Appreciate you joining as well. Yes. Yeah, make sure you guys get over to our Creator-Spring site, gftradio.creator-spring. We got all the apparel, the logo, accessories, all that good stuff. Make sure y'all support us while we supporting you. Hit us up on our socials at GFT_radio on Twitter and Instagram, at GFT Radio on Twitch, and GFT Radio Network over on Facebook. Join the conversation over at our Join the Conversation group, GFT or Facebook.com/group/GFT Join the conversation.
You don't know, y'all.
Yeah, right. Make sure y'all listen free on demand 24/7 on all the your favorite audio platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and Apple Podcasts. Or watch the video replays over here at Twitch TV, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you guys do that. And she said, stay tuned or more trouble on Join the Conversation. Exactly. We definitely got it over there. Definitely.
There's no trouble. Trust and believe.
Right. But yeah, make sure you guys get with us. You know, we got plenty of shows, plenty of content. Got the GFT radio show every Monday at 10 p.m. We got the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. Make sure y'all check out tomorrow's new episode. Hype always has some great conversations, great guests. So make sure y'all go check out that. It's going to be here Tuesday at 2 p.m. Styles and Chevy recap. We'll be back very soon. I think it's Loki season 2 is coming up. So we'll be back in the building for that. And then Sex with Sunny live 2 Fridays each month. Make sure I go check out the show that just dropped. Great conversation. They were answering the Q&A. The ladies were answering this time. The fellas had questions. So make sure you guys go check that out. And we definitely got more content coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. Yes. So yeah, for sure. In the meantime, Sunny, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, you already know. And if you don't know, I am Sunny_D. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Go there. I've been posting TikTok this week, acting up and being fun. Also go to my blog, unreservedlyme.com, which I will be updating with the latest updates as far as health is concerned and just life and how life be life. Check me out.
For sure. And make sure y'all get with Hype. He's over at I Am Hype on IG and Twitter. How to Hustle podcast with Hype. Premieres Tuesday at 2 p.m. on YouTube. Also check out Custom Hustle World and H2H Cleaners for his other services. Yes. And make sure you guys get with Dame over at Another Level Up on IG, Shinlo21 on Twitch, Checkmate21 on TikTok, and Shinlo21 on Xbox Live or whatever they call it. And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. I am back on Snapchat. I haven't been on there for a long time. I didn't realize. So I am back on there. So make sure you guys check me out over there. StylesRadio.com for all the hot tracks. I'm always on there because I'm always listening to hot tracks, listening to new music. So make sure you guys check that out. WillieStyles.info for all my links. You know where to find me. All right. Been a great show. Make sure you guys get with us, and we will see you guys later.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Respected, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTRadioshow.com for all of our audio